Yo people, welcome back to another review. This time the Bad Batch Season 3 Episode 5. Again, this was an episode that got caught up in the filler allegations. Last week I defended the episode from the allegations. This week I'll do the same. However, this one did feel more quote-unquote filler. So the whole point of this episode in terms of the storyline is that Omega had Nala Se's data pad from Tantis when she escaped, and they wanted to see if there was any information about the whereabouts of Tantis, any coordinates, any extra information that they could pick up. The data pad wasn't working conveniently and they had to go to an exact location, which happened to be an Imperial base that wasn't in use anymore, in order to get the data pad to work and find out any extra information. From face value, based off what I've just said, it does seem filler. However, the reasons why this episode wasn't filler, in my opinion, was because this episode was made to flesh out the animosity in the group between Crosshair and Hunter. We saw the inevitable argument between them, the truths were said, things got heated, but ultimately resolved. This episode was designed to have Crosshair gain the approval and the trust of his brothers and the audience for those who didn't like him. This is fundamental for the storyline because, in my opinion, they'll have one or two more adventures together. It'll be a nice, happy family again. They'll do all this amazing work. They'll take down some of the Empire, and then it all starts to go wrong. So enjoy the ride while it's in its good moments. This show makes it so that you like all the teamwork, get all hyped. They make sure you're even more emotionally invested than before. The people that hate Crosshair can now forgive him and they don't have any resentment against him, and then bang, your emotions will get played with. Once you're on Crosshair's good side, he's gonna perish. He's definitely not surviving this season. His hand, his aim is finished, which makes him ultimately useless in the grand scheme of things. Kinda reminds me of Dumbledore when his hand had the whole illness thing that wasn't able to be cured and he was gonna die, and because he was gonna die anyways, they used his death in a purposeful way to trick the enemy. So I can imagine something along those lines happening with Crosshair. Even in this episode, they hinted at it. When Hunter and Crosshair, they were talking, I forgot the exact words, but it was the part where Crosshair said he felt bad about what he had done. Hunter said he's done things that he feels bad about as well, but it's not about what you've done, it's about redemption, blah blah blah, all of that stuff. Now, one thing I didn't like, and at this point I don't know if there's any reason for me to keep mentioning this exact thing because it's literally every week that it happens, but it's Omega not respecting the decisions taken by the leaders of the situation. Hunter ordered them and said who was going on the mission, blah blah blah, and as soon as Omega didn't get her way, she made another song and dance, she started complaining, she did the whole emotional guilt thing, and she did it last week with Crosshair. Now, I'm not saying that Hunter was correct in his original idea, but it's the leader's instructions, it's his decision. Just follow them for once. The authority in the group is irrelevant when it comes to Omega. I wouldn't mind if it was once or twice they bent the rules, but it seems like it's every time things don't go her way, she just does this whole emotional guilt trip. It happens all the time, whether it's the leader of the group, whether it's the authority figure, they always bend over to her needs. But yeah, overall, I'll give this episode a 5.5 out of 10. It was pretty straightforward. We knew things would get patched up. We knew they'd survive when we saw that ice creature thing. I think things will start to pick up again next episode in terms of involving the Empire, things building up again. But yeah, as always, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. It helps the channel to keep expanding and it's all massively appreciated. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.